So if you don't know, I cover every single episode of HBO 24/7, every single episode of HBO Face Off, every single episode of Showtime All Access. So since I've been doing this now for almost 6 years, or I didn't start covering HBO 24/7 until 2011. So if you know, it wouldn't be a HBO 24/7, or in this case, HBO Row 2, which is 24/7, but it's called HBO Row 2, Kovalev versus Ward. It's going to be coming on November the 12th, 2016, 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after the replay of Ortiz versus Scott on HBO. It's going to be a midday card, but after the replay, which comes on later on that night on HBO, you're going to be able to watch the full episode. And also, it's going to be on HBO Now, HBO Go, and it's going to be on YouTube. They usually do it on YouTube about 2 days later, but I'm getting a lot more better with sharing this stuff with you guys. So what I'm going to do is, once the episode is available, for the people who's going to curse me out after the episode comes out, thinking that this video is the episode, I'm going to post the link right down in the description box as soon as it is available. All right? So we're going to start, but first, we got to pay homage. Turn it down. This is the best part. All right. We're done. I got a new sound system. I got a whole bunch of equipment, and I'm still learning how to work all of it. So if anyone can help me out by posting down below in the comments a program that I can use, like a mixing program that I can use instead of using like the mixer with the knobs and shit, but some type of software I can get where I can tweak, my mic and all that type of shit. So I am T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. I've been working part-time, or about 30% over the last year and a half or so, about 16, 17 months. Personal reasons, health reasons, so many other reasons, but we're back now. We are going hard. We are trying to take over boxing. In a good way. But the good way is promoting boxing and spreading fan awareness. For example, I feel that you are a scumbag, no good son of a bitch boxing fan if you do not buy this fight. If you do not buy Kovalev versus Ward, then I don't know what to call you. And if there's anybody that I catch streaming, I'm going to shun the shit out of you. I'm going to buy the fight. I'm going to show and post on my social media me purchasing the fight, like I do with every fight. Like I do when I post a bill on my Instagram. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. Every fight I purchase, I post. I ain't gonna lie, I try to get my money back for a few of them. But once you start watching, the game has changed. Before you was able to do that, but once you start watching, they can go into your shit and say, "Oh no, we can tell when you fast forward and rewind it, and you be feeling real stupid on the phone." But I'm paying for it. I pay for this is a fight that you have to pay for. This is a huge fight. You have 3 titles on the line. You have the race factor, even though people don't want to talk about it, or more so, people do talk about it in a bad way. You got the East versus the West. You got black versus white. You got the Russian versus the American. I'm not playing the race card. For those who know me, my job is to promote fights in any way, shape, or form. but not that race card, race baiting bullshit. For example, perfect example, when Sergey Kovalev did the whole thing with Adonis Stevenson and the monkey. I don't think that he was being racist. I just think that he was being ignorant, and whoever was around him should have told him, "Yo, bro, come on. I understand you want to joke, but you can't use the monkey. You know, you can't use the monkey. You can't, you know." So I don't think like, you can't be racist. Of course, he told Clarissa Shields, that women belong in the kitchen. Maybe he's got old-fashioned morals. Mm-hmm. But to call, it's like this. I don't think, unless you're like one of the worst people in the world, I don't think a boxer or an athlete can be racist. I understand they can say some dumbass shit sometimes, but I don't think you can. You got to work with so many different races. You got to spar with these people. You got to train, and I don't think you can be. So I covered and watched Kovalev versus Ward, my fight. And it was exactly what it was supposed to be. It was their fight. It was a show about their fight to get where they are today. Like their personal struggles. Andre Ward talked about, his father and his mother's drug abuse. All the trials and tribulations of getting where he has to get to today. Heavy-duty Christian. Nothing wrong with that. And then you got Sergey Kovalev. Sergey Kovalev is from the hood in Russia. It's the hood. It looks scary out there, too. And I ain't scared of too much. I grew up in the hood, but that shit out there looks scary and barren. So, he talked about that. But now, when it comes to HBO 24/7, or I still call it HBO 24/7, even though they don't like to use, that no more. What was, and I can't remember. I got such bad memory. What was Canelo versus Smith called? Was that Canelo versus Smith? Yeah, that was Canelo versus Smith Road 2. I do remember that. But what was Canelo versus Khan? It was 2 episodes. Was it HBO 24/7, episode 1 and episode 2 of Canelo Khan, or HBO Road 2, episode 1 and episode 2? Whatever the case may be, it's the same format. But what I've noticed is the HBO Road 2 is usually... Before, it used to only be like maybe 12 to 15 minutes. And I believe the first one started with Marquez and Bradley. And that's when I was like, I don't really like the Road 2. But I understand that to produce those episodes costs money. And also, if the fighters are not exciting enough, then you can't really bring in, like good ratings. For example, Mayweather, when he was on, 24/7, they brought in ratings. Even Pacquiao, it brought in ratings. But with Kovalev versus Ward, there's no shit talking or nothing. And I'm not saying it has to be. I'm still interested in seeing what goes on in both these guys' camps, because that's what you're going to see. There's going to be a little bit of controversy somewhere. They're going to find some controversy somewhere. A little tiny piece. But, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. So it's going to be coming on after Ortiz versus Malik Scott replay. And, of course, I'm going to be covering it. And I'm highly interested in how the fight's going to play out. You have 2 fighters. What is Kovalev? Kovalev has the most knockouts, I know. Kovalev is 30-0-1 with 26 KOs. And it's crazy because his draw came in a fight where... I've been trying to look, or the technical decision came in a fight where I've been trying to, find it. You can't find it. And when it comes to Andre Ward, he's been down against Darnell Boone, and he has 15 KOs. But see, Kovalev, what we learned from him over the years, where he's been getting his exposure over the last 3 years, we've learned that he's not just a power puncher. He's actually a good boxer. He can box. Isaac Chilemba gave him some major problems with the jabs earlier in the fight. But he won the fight. So boxers get problems, just like Andre Ward was knocked down against Darnell Boone. And it wasn't just a flash knockdown. He was knocked down. That was a legitimate knockdown. He was hurt. But he won the fight. So it's interesting. It's going to be interesting, really interesting to see, what kind of fight is going to be fought. Because Andre Ward, I'm giving him the chance. I'm picking him to win, and it's crazy because my pick is not confident. It's like a 52%, Andre Ward to 48%, Kovalev to me, and it all depends on what kind of fight, not Kovalev, but what kind of fight Andre Ward is going to fight. Andre Ward hasn't took no power, you know, or power from a accurate puncher like Kovalev. The last time he fought a puncher with real power like that, at a full weight, it's called French. You could say Chad Dawson, but that was at a catch weight. At a weight Chad Dawson didn't fight at in what, 4 or 5 years? So I'm interested to see if Andre Ward is going to try to tie Kovalev up and take away the I don't know who has the bigger reach, but take away the straight punching of Kovalev. Kovalev has the bigger reach by not by much. Now, if he's able to smother Kovalev's punches, and Andre Ward's a very good boxer on the inside, but if he's able to smother Kovalev's punches, then he has a good chance. But I said the same thing about Bihan. You know, until, you know, Bihan got hit on top of his head and Kovalev knocked him down. Remember that? Hopkins was trying to fight the Hold'em fight, and Cove hit him right on the top of his head, and then Hopkins was on his bike for the rest of the fight, and put on the poorest performance of his career. So you know, I'm really interested to see what Kovalev is going to do. But he's dangerous, yo. Andre Ward can win, but with the lack of inactivity, with the fact that I mean, of course he's been active lately, but I'm talking about before. And then when you look at the opponents that he's fought, they've been so many levels, you know, below him. You know, outside of really Sullivan Barrera. And Kovalev himself was running out of opponents. You know, that wasn't Haymon fighters. Also, I want to know how Rock Nation and Main Events are going to handle this fight. So far, Main Events have been in control, as they should be. They've built this guy up, you know, Sergey Kovalev. They're a very small promotional company, you know, and I believe that they've earned this. And we've heard at the beginning that Rock Nation was trying to maneuver that A-side promotional, you know, aspect away from them. But they deserved them, and man, oh man, you know, if I was, no disrespect, but Kathy Duva, woo, if I was, you know, a little older, you know, and I'm not the only one that say it, man. I'm not the only one that say it. But anyway, I'm gonna be watching the fight, of course. I think that, truth be told, I think 300,000 buys for this pay-per-view would be a success. You know, because if you look at Canelo versus Lara, right? Either Kovalev or Ward is not a bigger star than Canelo, but when Canelo fought Lara, you know, that didn't do 1 million buys, but it was a success. It did like 600,000 or something like that, but it was a success. I think the same thing about this fight. If this fight did like 400,000 or 500,000 pay-per-view buys, I'm like, oh shit. But I swear to you, if there's anybody I know that's streaming or any of this shit, you're gonna hear from me, because you can't, you know, here's where I think there's a disconnect. You can't talk about boxing. I'm not saying you can't, but you can't be having all these opinions on boxing and shit when you don't buy the fights. You talking all this shit, oh, this and that, and this and that, and he deserved this money, he's not the A-side and all that. You're not putting no money in these fighters' pockets. You see what I'm saying? So that part don't really make sense to me. I can understand that some people, you know, they're hardcore boxing fans, and there are people out there who just can't afford this shit. But I'm talking about the motherfuckers that can and just say fuck this shit. But yet those are the motherfuckers that I keep cursing. I want to slow that down. But those are the ones who are always talking about all the politics and shit, like he don't deserve this and he's not the A-side and all this. It's like, what do you do for the sport, bro? I am T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I am back on the saddle, pumping out videos daily. I still got a whole bunch of interviews to upload. If you're interested in helping, I need some help. So far, there's a nice amount of us, but we still need more. You know, if you do anything, if you fucking make memes, if you make beats, if you write, you know, if you're a videographer, if you take photos, I am launching a website. It is launching this month. It is going to be innovative, and it is going to be, it's hard to say, but I got to get used to saying it's going to be better than all these websites. Definitely better looking, and as time goes on, the goal is to be number one. So I'm not launching no bullshit website. I'll say it, I'll continue to say it. I'm not launching. Everything you need from boxing will be on that website. There's no better way to put it. FightView360.com is a separate entity from this channel, and we're going to let our work speak for itself. Simple as that. You know, you can think what you want of me, but we're gonna let our work speak for itself. All we want to do is cover boxing, and we make no money from this, believe me. Of course we want to, but I'm looking for people who have a real passion for helping the sport, and understanding that the more you help the sport, the more it helps you reach where you want to be in the sport. You know, because I can't say that boxing is dying. You know, but boxing is not growing like the UFC. Even though boxing's been around much longer, it's not. You know, I don't even know where to start because I can start anywhere. But make sure you email me at editor@fightview360.com. Make sure it's professional. We running the tight shit. All right, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. This is T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. HBO, I keep saying 24/7, but it's HBO Road 2, Kovalev versus Ward, is going to be airing on 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They say it's on Saturday, but really it's on Sunday morning. It's going to be after Ortiz. And Malik Scott replay on HBO. It's going to be on HBO Go and HBO. Wait, let me read it to you. Since it's the end of the video, I didn't want this to be a 20-minute video, goddammit. But let me read it to you. I'll read it on the screen. I'm getting used to the different monitors and all that. Where's it at? Here we are. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. Bear with me. With a 43-year history of televising the biggest fights in pro boxing, HBO Sports takes an in-depth look at 2016 most anticipated matchup of undefeated fighters as they prepare for their light heavyweight unification title fight in Road 2, Kovalev Ward. The special debuts Saturday, November 12th at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. No, ETPT. So it's going to be kind of a delay. Immediately following the HBO Boxing After Dark telecast replay that begins at 11 p.m. Other HBO play dates. Okay, I'm not going to read that. You can go get the rest. The special will also be available on HBO Now, HBO Go, and HBO On Demand, and HBOBoxing.com, as well as other media outlets. But even though they say that, I know how they work. It's not going to be available until like the next day or maybe 2 days later. So if you don't know, Kovalev versus Ward is just a little, over 2 weeks away. What is it, like 15 days away or something crazy like that? November is lit. And of course it's going to be on pay-per-view in the T-Mobile Arena. And I'm going to let you know how much it cost on my Instagram, which is probably going to be $64.99 for standard definition and $74.99 for HD. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's $54.99. I wouldn't be surprised. But, the new norm for pay-per-views in this day and age in the United States is at least $60 for standard definition, at least. T-Street Controversy, T-Street Controversy Live. Please subscribe. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. And as I said, as soon as the episode is available, I'm going to post a link to it right down below as well.